Welcome to Chasing K-Dramas, the podcast that dissects popular Korean dramas episode by episode. We dig into the characters, themes, and everything in between. I'm Chrissy Choi, and I'm here with my co-host,
Dulcé, Sloan! Brat, brat, brat.
Are we ready?
I am ready.
I am so ready.
Me and Mumsy watched last night. She did doze off, so she's probably going to have to watch it again because I got back, because I went to Hawaii.
Yes.
The tan. Hawaii was great. I had food. I sold out of all of my merch.
Great.
And when does this come out?
This comes out in like 2 weeks.
Okay. Because if this comes out in 2 weeks, people have always been asking, people keep asking me.
No, this is episode 5, right? This comes out next week.
Okay. So for those
Christina's got to edit it as soon as she comes back from San Francisco.
So
one
she's
day.
going on a trip. So for those of you who are wondering when I'm going to be back in Atlanta, when I'm going to be doing shows in Atlanta.
Oh, I'm going to be there.
Yes.
We got to figure this out. Yeah, I just have to book my ticket, but let's go.
I also have to book my ticket.
Well, maybe I should just come.
Yes. You could be on my guest list.
Yeah, I'll come.
So I have a show July 24th, 25th, and 26th at the Laughing Skull Lounge.
In Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh
my God, this is actually good because so many people think that we're from Duluth.
Yes, so many people think that we are an Atlanta, Duluth-based podcast. Okay, here's what we have to do. Because I was trying to explain to someone from LA how different a Super H Mart is.
Oh yeah, Super H Marts are great.
Because if you're only in LA, you only see an H Mart here.
The H Marts are so baby. The Tinatana H Marts.
Let me tell you something. When I moved here from Atlanta, I was like, where's the rest of this store?
I know. They have bigger ones out in the suburbs though.
Okay. Because I was like, that's why we go to the H Mart in Alhambra.
Yeah.
Is the one we drive to. Because I was like,
That's Thomas's hood. Thomas lives, grew up there. Yeah.
I was like, there's no way. There's no way I'm going to be able to go to this tiny H Mart once again. So so the family loads up the car.
Yeah.
And we go out to Alhambra to go to that H Mart.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 24th, the 25th, and 26th. So Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Okay.
We are going to we're going to be on an adventure looking for great merch items for our live show.
We're going to look for merch. That's why we're going to be in Atlanta.
Because wholesale here is not the same as wholesale in Georgia.
Actually, what's going to be interesting, sorry, I'm like skipping around, but
go ahead.
Yeah, maybe maybe there's a night that I'm there and the fans could come and we could ask them to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, we could do like a meet and greet.
One person shows up and like, hello. We're like, hello.
Yes, Chasing K-Drama meet and greet. Okay. Love it.
Yeah, we should do that.
Listen, I'm down. We're going to be there because we
Yeah, I just have to book my flight. I told my dad. My dad's like, sure, whatever. I don't care. I need to talk to my mom about it, but although I'm like 40 almost, and I'm like still like I gotta talk to my parents about it.
Yeah,
because I have to stay at their place.
Yes, this is the listen. I might be bringing my brother because we gotta finish taking care of my mom's house, so we can finally.
Oh, it's like a whole thing.
Yeah, because finally sell this house. So I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna be down there, and then I got this show, and I'm like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
For me to go down there then, but it's like we can finish getting the stuff out of the house because we need to sell this house. Okay. But I'm excited because I have not performed the Laughing Skull in a long time.
I know you're going back home.
Yes, because that's where I started doing. Laughing Skull is my home club.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So I started doing stand up 16 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So come out to the Laughing Skull Lounge. Please come sell me out. Okay. Come sell me out. We are not an Atlanta-based podcast, but we're coming to you.
Yes.
And then eventually we have to do a live record, wherever our next show would be.
Yes.
Because we want to start doing live records on the road.
Yeah.
We want to start doing live records with our fans. We want to go see the Sarangees, and the Laughing Skull would be a good place to do a live record for the podcast.
I know. That'd be good. Maybe we can do something like during the holiday season because I'll probably be there for the holidays. So we can figure that out.
My mom and my brother are here.
I know. So we'll have to figure that out.
It's fine. I'll go down there whenever because if we're going down there to see the Sarangees, I'm excited. But in today's drama chase, we are diving into episode 5. Cinco of Marry My Husband.
Opyeon.
Okay, I don't know it's 1, 2, 3.
O is 5. Pyeon is episode. Opyeon.
Okay. So, Opion episode of Marry My Husband. And I just said 5 episode. Because I said Opion episode. So it's 5 episode 5.
Okay.
So anyway, our key moments are, cut it out. It's a podcast. Jiwon and Jihyuk's first true connection back in 2005.
And of course, you always need
Listen, we have to be connected
somehow
before this moment.
but for like some way it
Remember
has to be
somebody they
faded
met each other in the womb, right?
Like they made in 2005.
So 2005, Jihyuk gets a glow up. We learn the truth about the letter that was sent to Eunho.
Mm-hmm.
And Jihyuk saves the day again by protecting Jiwon from violent Minhwan.
Trash bag.
And I'll tell you about a funny moment. It's something my mom said. Yeah. When we get to that part, I'll tell you something my mom said, because she was like, because I remember like last week she's like, "Are we gonna watch the rest of it?" And I was like, "Okay, we're gonna watch." So I was like, "We're watching it tonight." She's like, "Okay, I'm gonna try to stay awake." And she fell asleep, and I was like, "You want me to go back?" She's like, "No, I'll go back and watch it without you. It's okay." So she's probably gonna have to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah,
but it was,
and it's so fun to rewatch.
Yes,
it's so easy. It's only like an hour. It's breezy,
beautiful, bad bitches. Like, it was so nice to go back.
And I genuinely think, like, it's actually really easy to kind of pick the key moments, because there's literally only like 3 to 4 acts that happen.
As opposed to Queen of Tears, which has like 27 acts.
It was too much. Okay, so we open with a flashback, right?
Yes.
A flashback to 2005. Jihyuk, Darcy-nim, he has an the ugly kunde haircut, the ugly army haircut.
My mother was like, "What is this wig?" She said, "Is it a topper?"
He looks like the guy from Itaewon. He looks like Park Seo-jin from Itaewon Class.
But they didn't even shave his sides down.
It was pretty. Like,
like
it looked like someone just like got scissors and just like.
It was giving kitchen scissors. You know what it was giving?
So ugly.
It was giving alternative white girl with homemade tattoos who cuts her bangs with kitchen. But her hair is dyed yellow, not blonde, yellow.
There's a TikTok clip of just like girls like cutting their own bangs and freaking out. I'm like, why would you do that?
Oh, the twisting thing?
Like, why would you do that?
Why would the twisting thing work? Because also, if you know how anything works, if you don't cut like this and you bring everything to the middle's going to, if your goal is to get bangs that go like this.
No common sense.
You got to know how angle.
Oh man, when I would actually trim my own bangs, it is addicting. Cutting your own hair, you gotta be like, you gotta buck yourself up before you do it, because you gotta go in and you gotta be like, okay, let's go. And then if you're not careful, you just keep on sip. Yeah.
So I didn't have bangs for a long time because my mother said my forehead was too small.
My mom says my forehead's too small too. I've kind of like gotten bigger because I've been losing hair because I'm aging. Everyone's aging. Oh, after I froze my eggs. Did you not lose hair after you froze your eggs?
I don't think so.
I lost so much hair.
Really?
Yeah, it's a hormonal change.
But your hair sheds every day. And so when your hair is curly, it looks like a bunch of hair.
Yeah.
Because it could be like 50 strands of hair.
I mean, I shed
curly,
so much. Yeah.
It's a clump of hair. Okay. So you're like, ah! Because at one point I was like, am I losing my hair? But your hair changes every 7 years anyway. So like the texture of my hair is different than it was when I was a kid.
Interesting. Yeah.
Because this middle right here, it's like, this used to be like the hardest section to comb, because you'd comb it and then it's like you never put a brush through it. But now the curl has loosened up.
Okay, so he has this ugly hairstyle. And he is surrounded by his college buddies. Yes. Because he's on break from the army. And they're all like cheering. And they're all like ready to go out, right?
Aren't they in the army too?
No, they're his college friends. So they're younger than him. They're his hubes.
Oh, hubes. Like, I know hubes.
So they're his hubes. They're like cheering because he's on break. And then out of nowhere, like a horror movie,
this drunk girl
comes, scares the crap out of them.
Literally like The Ring.
The Ring, literally, where her hair's there. And she's wasted.
Her wig, by the way, amazing.
She's completely plastered. And Jihyuk's just kind of like, okay, they see her and they like run away, or they're about to walk away from her, right? Mm-hmm. But then he overhears these other guys being like,
creepy.
Oh, being creepy, being like, oh, she's completely wasted. We could take advantage of her.
Which is a conversation that has happened for hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years, generations upon men.
Generations upon generations.
Doesn't matter. Asian, white, black.
Whatever. If you have alcohol
In your system.
and there are men around,
Yeah.
someone's going to say these things. And I have never, and I will never understand this mindset.
It's really scary.
Yes.
Very scary.
It's very predatory. And for another guy to be like, yes, proceed.
So Jihyuk's just like, ooh. And he's
Let me. So him a good man.
So he walks over and he starts talking to her. And she's basically just telling him that her dad died a couple months back. Her boyfriend dumped her. And
Which
she has
probably Soomin's fault.
It was Soomin's fault. And she has no one. Right? She's like a loser.
Where's Soomin?
So later, right? He takes her. Oh, and then before he does this, she like
Somehow steps on her glasses.
steps on her glasses. And then she starts biting him. The part. She's like, you smell good. And she just like starts like takes like a big chunk.
I can say,
It's kind of cute.
listen, I'm not going to say that I have not bitten a man like that.
I have never bitten a man.
I've done it.
I mean, I bite like joking.
Yeah, but that's like, I get it. Just like, you're just like, ah. Like sometimes you'll see on TikTok videos where people are like, oh, you're just so cute. And like, just when it's kind of like that cute thing. I don't know if somebody said it was like, not cute rage or something like that, but something's just so cute. You just have to bite it.
Like a baby?
Yeah, right. People just say, ah. Also, my mom told me when I was like a baby, I used to bite people. And she said we were on the train in Miami. So I was like maybe 1 year old. And she said I bit my grandma. Because my grandma was like, stop biting, stop biting, stop biting. And I bit my grandma. And then my grandma bit the shit out of me.
Then you stopped biting.
My mother said
Immediately.
Immediately she was like, you know what? This biting thing might not be for me. But I completely understand that Huck because, yes, I get that. She calls him a pole. Because
he's so tall.
Because he's so tall. And so her boyfriend dumped her. She can't get in touch with Soomin.
And then they go to like a grassy knoll area. Not like a grassy knoll. I don't know why I said grassy knoll. They go to a grassy knoll as they're about to see the assassination of JFK.
Right. And so she steps, they head over to the ground. She bites him and they head over to this grassy hill to sober up. And she only sees a blurry him because she stepped on the glasses. So it makes, listen, I appreciate this because it makes them meeting later so much better.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. She was like blackout. So even
she was 100% blackout.
So even if her glasses had not been stepped on, she still wouldn't have recognized him.
No, she wouldn't have.
I've only been blackout drunk once in my entire life, and I vowed never again because I thought blackout drunk was pass out drunk. It's not. Blackout drunk is when you're up and walking around and your brain has stopped recording.
It's scary.
As a woman, it has to be.
You're like functional, yeah.
And also as a person, because I had a homeboy who used to get blackout drunk, but he's a giant man.
Yeah.
And I was like, can we stop doing this? Because this is crazy. But they end up in this park.
Yes.
And what I love is that they have the beers. And she's like, I want another beer. And so he hands her a soda.
She's like, ooh, it tastes so good.
Listen, you know how drunk somebody is if someone's just drinking a beverage and they're like, this tequila's great. And like, bro, that's squirt.
You're so funny.
It's a Sprite.
Funny.
It's like, oh man, this vodka's so refreshing. Really? It's a seltzer water.
It's crazy. And then she tells him again. Oh, she tells him this time that her mom abandoned her family in middle school. Her dad passed away. Her boyfriend, knowing that her dad died, stopped responding to her. And she let that happen for 3 months. Yeah. And then her friend Soomin is her best friend, her one friend in the world. But she's only available whenever Soomin is only available when it's convenient for Soomin.
I've had
And
friends like
whenever
this. Yeah.
whenever Jiwon needs her, she's never there. So like in this pivotal moment, because she's sad, Soomin is nowhere to be found.
And it makes me wonder why she kept being friends with her.
Right. But then this is why, and then Jihyuk, even in this moment, it's like the current day Jihyuk always giving her advice, right? Being like, hey, why are you doing this? Is this smart? You need to live for yourself, you know? He says, why would you be friends with someone like this? She doesn't sound like she's really a friend. And she goes, I don't want to be alone. I feel like I'm on a boat. I have my foot planted in the boat, but it just keeps rocking back and forth.
And she needs land.
It's so like, it's really sad. And
It's
you can
truly-
just...
And I know you're going to bleep this. It's truly fucking sad. It's truly sad. But I also know that everyone has felt like this. You have these moments with your friends where you're just like, you just feel very alone.
Yeah.
Because I'll have those moments from just like, I'm not having a good day. I'm not feeling well. And I was like, I'll call 5 people and nobody answers.
Yeah. I think nowadays too.
Right. It's like everyone's doing their own thing. And
Yeah.
I understand that, but I'm just like, there's so many times that
Yeah.
I've called multiple
Yeah.
people and nobody answers. And so you're just like, well, I'm not going to keep reaching out
Yeah.
if nobody's answering.
But they call back, right?
Sometimes. But not everybody calls back. So it's
Do they text? I usually text and be like, hey, I can't talk right now.
sometimes. Or sometimes nothing. Sometimes you hear nothing. And so those people, after a couple of times, I stop calling.
Yeah. And you shouldn't talk to them.
No, and I don't. And so it's just like, it's because there's like the people that you like have in your life who are like acquaintances and you want to be better friends with. But like, there's a girl I know and I'm just like, oh, me and this girl are only ever going to be acquaintances. And I figured that out.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't know why it's that way.
I also think we're older. I think it's very difficult making friends.
Oh,
As you
it
get
is.
older, it really is, and it's not just. I don't know what there's like I watched like a TikTok clip about this, or I read about this somewhere, but it just happens naturally. Like it's no one's fault. It's just as you get older, it's just you're just wired differently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And obviously, when you're younger, you're in situations where you're
You're
constantly
you're
surrounded
at
by people.
school.
You're at school. You're surrounded by people your age.
Uh-huh.
College too.
Yeah.
Even post college, what are you doing? Like you hang out with your friends when you go out, but as you hit your 30s and you're into your 40s, it's just like the priorities are different. So I think
Right.
it just gets harder. So when I meet new people, like I oftentimes think like, oh, I feel like this person and I would have been great friends if we met 10 years ago.
Right.
But right now, we're just going to be like, she's cool. And we're just going
Right.
to chit chat and that's it.
I can say if you're ever in a situation where you have someone like a Soomin, I don't have any more of those people in my life.
Yeah.
I don't have any more of the people where I'm just like, oh, I can't call you if something's not good. But I also realize I also don't have the people in my life anymore who only call me when they have an emergency or only call me. Because I used to have friends like that where they were all like, only call me when something was bad.
Yeah.
So I don't have those people either. So it's like, it's good to not have either one involved
Yeah.
in any way. But
So
Jiwon,
right. So this is interesting. She also tells Jihyuk that that her boyfriend one day started looking at Soomin instead of her and smiling at her. So we know that Soomin definitely, messed that relationship up for her because Soomin was basically doing what she's doing with Minhwan right now. So there's a pattern that Soomin is doing, right? Whenever Jiwon has someone, she intercepts. She
Why
did
can't
that
she
with
get
she did that
her
with
own-
that's what I'm saying. She did that with Eunho as well. She's doing it with Minhwan and she did it with this guy. So it's just, and to answer your question, why she can't, I don't think she wants it because her whole goal in her life
is to destroy her.
is to just not even like destroy her. It's to covet whatever Jiwon has because she's so jealous of her. There's just something there. And we learn more in the later episodes of like,
why.
right? But yeah, it's crazy. So
Because to covet everything someone has like that lets you know that she's lacking something. She's unhappy with herself.
oh yeah.
because just being jealous like this and like making your whole life taking from someone else. That's why I always said anybody who's truly can never be successful.
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot of work to be off like that.
I know.
To be truly off your rocker.
Yeah.
That's time consuming. You can't have a successful business when you're too busy trying to take from other people.
I know. So then Jihyuk says, Jihyuk also opens up, right? So Jihyuk tells Jiwon that he lost his mom at a young age. His dad got remarried and he has a new family. He has a sister and a stepmom, right? But then he never felt that it never made him feel good.
They never felt like family.
He doesn't. So I think what he's saying is that he felt out of place, even if he had a good family. So he never felt like he truly belonged. And we don't know why, right? Maybe the stepmom could have been a certain way, but he also has some trauma, right?
When it comes
from
to
his
parents.
like parents,
Yeah.
right? And then his dad also ended up dying. So his mom dies when she's young. Dad gets remarried, has Hyun, and then he also passes away.
So is that his stepsister or his half sister?
Half sister.
Okay.
And then I don't know where his stepmom is. I don't think his stepmom is ever mentioned in this show.
We don't know who she is. We don't know where she is.
I'm
do not
curious,
know where
yeah.
Hyun's mom is.
So they have a moment.
Because I remember she calls herself a loser.
I know, and he's like, no.
No, let's not call ourselves losers. And then
Yeah.
they touch hands, and he's talking about how warm his hands feel. And his hands must feel very warm because she weighs 1 pound.
Weighs 1 pound, yes. And they fall asleep on the grassy knoll, not a grassy knoll, at the park, which I don't like grass. Grass kind of creeps me out.
I love grass.
So I don't like walking barefoot as a child. It would creep me out. So if I like slept like this outside on grass, just like body on grass, oh, there are bugs there.
I'd be worried
They're
about
little
bugs.
ants.
I'd be
They're
worried
little
about
ants
bugs
and
getting in my
bugs.
afro. But what I can say is like when I went to New Orleans to visit one of my friends, there's not really grass
No,
here.
no.
So it was like just getting ready to rain. So
Oh, you can kind of smell that.
girl, southern rain smells different than anybody else's rain.
I love a good southern rain.
And it was like a thunder and lightning storm.
Yeah,
coming.
yeah, yeah.
So
I love
that
it.
rain was thick.
I just think whenever I think about thunderstorms, I think like Forrest Gump.
Right. So just like
Yeah.
that's interesting.
I don't know why, but like,
I know what you're talking about.
you know what I mean?
Yes. And so it was like, because he was off running an errand. So I was just sitting outside and like I had like the sundress on. And so like the clouds are rolling in and I'm just sitting on the porch and I was like,
Oh, I love a good porch.
girl, I was sitting on this porch. The clouds are rolling in. And then I was like, and it was just starting to drizzle, but the raindrops were like huge, but like very spaced out. And I'm so glad that he did not drive up because I would probably look like I was just out of my mind. And so I'm just standing there in the grass, watching watching these huge clouds come in.
So beautiful.
And then there's thunder going and there's lightning going and these raindrops are starting to hit and they're, like the heavy ones?
Yeah.
Like the big ones. Because it doesn't
ones.
rain like that in LA.
No.
But they're giant raindrops and they're just boom, boom, boom. And then it starts to like pick up. And so, but like I said, it was a southern rainstorm. So, there's
miss
a
a
flash
southern
flood
rain.
warning.
Oh,
Like
yes.
30 minutes later.
And then it's like, and then it goes away completely and it's sunny.
Right. But it was just to be in grass like that. But sleeping on grass, what I would have done is I would have taken that jacket that he gave me and tied it around my head. And then I would have laid on that grass.
Yeah. So,
But that was a nice looking grass though.
it was nice grass. He wakes up at one point, looks over at her, smiles, and then he falls back asleep. And he wakes back up and she's gone.
Yes.
She's bounced. And he's clearly upset because they had a moment.
There's
and he
nothing-
is so sober.
But he looks so disappointed.
Yeah.
Because I don't even think he got her name.
No. So we stay in this flashback for a while in 2005.
Yeah.
So he ends up just like hanging out with his friends at the gym, at their college gym. Okay. So this is Hanguk University, right? They keep on bringing this university up, but they're clearly
it's a big
classmates.
deal.
Yeah. And then this was really funny. So I don't know. Okay. So the gym's name, because they had their t-shirt, it's called
Stir fry.
Cheokbokum. Okay, so this is it. So Cheokbokum is pork stir fry.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite dishes. It's spicy pork.
Sounds delicious.
You eat it with just a hunk of like rice. It's one of my favorites. It's called Cheokbokum, right? But then it's like a word play where they changed it to Cheok, because Cheok is athlete. Cheok means like athletic, athlete. So instead of saying Cheokbokum, it's Cheokbokum. So I thought that was kind of funny.
So then
So I
it means
laughed.
stir-fried athlete sports club, because that's what
it's called.
said.
Yeah, it's just really cute.
What I do love is we get to see the friendship, because now we know where the chicken delivery guy comes from, and apparently this has been his homeboy since
college,
way back
since college,
and he has been kicking his ass.
Yes,
since college.
Yeah. So he is spending his break from the army at college at his campus, and then he walks outside the gym. And then he sees Jiwon taking care of a little cat. It's baby Pang.
Baby kitty
cat. Baby cat. So she's like feeding it, and she's telling the little kitty cat, she's like, oh my God, like I woke up next to this like really unpleasant looking man.
But she couldn't even see him.
I know, but she was like, I was scared. She's like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm 23 now. And then he's like, oh my gosh, she's a Nuna. So she's older than him. I didn't clock this last time.
I did.
Yeah. So she's older than him. But she was just like, oh, and he's like, what's happening? So he keeps on seeing her. He goes, but she keeps on coming by, and he keeps on during his break. He comes back, and his like friends are like, why are you here? You're on break. Like, what are you doing? Just like, why are you
So he
here?
didn't even go to the school.
He goes to this school, but he's on break. So he's coming back to his campus.
Right.
So he's at the army. So
Right.
he's in the army. So he's away for 18 months. So he's on break. So like usually if you're like in the army,
Go do
you're probably
something.
going like hang out with your parent. I don't know, like your friends outside of school. But he's like hanging out on campus, you know?
So he can keep seeing her.
Exactly. So then he builds this little cat house.
Because it started snowing.
Oh, it's so sweet.
And that little cat was still the scrawny little
I
cat.
know.
And he makes this little cat house. And then he saves the cat from getting run over.
Yeah. But then it like,
But then it makes it look like he died.
it was kind of weird. So like they like stop at that moment, right?
So they don't tell you what happened to the cat.
No, or
They tell you
him.
what happened to him.
But
But
I'm
you
just-
know he didn't die because he dies in 2023 and then goes back to 2013.
And then I'm pretty sure this cat is his cat.
Yeah, it has to be
Right.
the same cat.
Yeah, it's the same cat. So then we cut to 2011. We move forward, right? Mm-hmm. And Jiwon is meeting Jihyuk for the first
a flash forward
flash forward.
and a flashback.
Yes.
When the entire show is a flashback.
back.
Right.
God, too much. So this is when Jiwon meets Jihyuk. Jihyuk clearly knows her, and he's like, "Oh my God, I'm seeing her again." And even at this moment, Greensleeves fucking dick is being so mean and like condescending to Jiwon as he's introducing her, and then you see her at work with Minhwan. So there's a voiceover, and Jihyuk's basically like, he had so many chances to talk to her, but he missed those chances every time. So then we like go even more further to 2013 where he wakes up and he's like, when he wakes up with the heart on his left, whatever. And
The heart over his heart.
yeah, the heart over his heart. And then he's like, I am determined that I'm not going to miss this opportunity this time.
He can't. He died. And came back with a magic marker tattoo on his chest. He has to do something, otherwise he went back in time in vain. So, okay. So what do you think that we learn about Jihyuk when you're seeing him like quietly caring for her and the cat? Because he had all these chances when he was taking care of this cat to run ahead. He could have built the cat house down there where the cat was.
I think he's one of the swooniest K-drama characters.
Absolutely.
This moment, I'm like, oh, Mr. Darcy all the way. So swoony. He's the protector. He took care of her. He's been pining after her. He hasn't liked any other women other than her. Which is kind of, it's a little bit weird.
Listen,
but,
we've been told he hasn't, right?
Yeah.
So,
But I don't know, just his personality.
Whenever we think about this, like, I wish more American shows had like male leads like this.
Yeah.
As in, like, it's not, they're big gestures, but he's not flailing his arms.
No.
Being like, look what I did, look what I made.
They're big gestures, but they just feel like small things.
Yes.
And it's just like it's just kind of like ingrained in him.
Yes.
Like he likes this person and he's going to be just very considerate at all times. He made the fucking cat a house.
Yes, because it was snowing.
He's a Chebo kid.
Yes. He could have hired somebody. He could have bought his house.
He was sitting there hammering. He went to Lowe's and he got the wood and he did all of that.
What's the little house called? A hanok?
Little hanok. It's a kitty hanok.
He made a kitty hanok. He could have started his own line of kitty hanoks. He could have called Halapaji and been like, I'm making kitty hanoks. Grandpa, get into it. Let's go.
You and Kay's going to get into the cat business.
Yes. Nothing like the pet industry to get your checkup.
This week's segment, I decided that we're going to talk about our writers. Because I think in the last episode, you were like, oh, let's, you're curious about it. So
I don't know what ladies wrote this.
Yes. So a couple things. I don't know if I was clear last time. I think in the first episode, I did like an overview of like the trivia and we talked about, the webtoon. So the webtoon itself. So Marry My Husband was not originally a webtoon. It was a web novel. And I don't know if I think I like confused. I called it a webtoon from the beginning. So someone pointed that out. So it was a web novel.
Okay.
So it was someone.
As opposed to a paperback.
Yes.
Okay.
So they uploaded it online. So that's a whole thing in Korea. Instead of like a physical book.
I think they do that here too,
it's
don't they?
It's an ebook. So let's call it an ebook.
Yeah, because some people just write straight ebooks, right?
Right. So web novel is an ebook. So the writer who wrote the ebook, right? Her name is So Jak. It's a pen name. So usually in Korea, web novelists never share their true name.
Oh, it's like how Stacey Abrams has a
stage name. Yeah.
Got
So So Jak literally means like a writer or creator, and Song is her last name, right? So So Jak. So this is the person who created the web novel, who wrote the web novel, right? We don't know much about her other than the fact that like she likes to travel. She describes herself as someone who loves to travel, but she loves staying at home even more. I hear you. I feel her. She says her stories often come from lying in bed and traveling through her imagination. She used to be active on Twitter. I checked it out. It's no longer, like, I think she deleted everything. She had a blog. I don't think it's, I checked it out. It's been deleted as well. So she has written other novels. The big one, the popular one, the other one that she wrote is called The Flower That Bloomed in the Imperial Palace is Crazy. That's the title.
The flowers, okay. Flowers mentally unstable. Got it.
Yeah. And she's, participated in writing workshops and lectures. So she goes to events. We just don't know her name. She's interesting. Yeah.
So
but
does she show her face or?
I think so. I think she does, but like you just don't know much. Like you can't find information about her online. Very interesting. Wow. Yeah. It's very sparse. So her style and themes. So the themes that she writes about is revenge, redemption, fantasy, female empowerment, melodrama, and self-actualization. And her protagonists are often women who are betrayed by people closest to them. Characters who reclaim their power, rewrite their destinies, and serve up cathartic, delicious revenge.
Oh, what publicist wrote this?
She's beloved for her ability to balance heart-wrenching drama with moments of deep satisfaction, right? So, like, I think Marry My Husband was her the biggest one. And when she wrote, after it came out, it first was an audio drama. So they did like a podcast version of it.
Oh, LOL. So old school radio drama.
Yeah, so they did a podcast version. It was like 130 episodes. Then when the webtoon adaptation happened, it was created by a company called Lico Studio. There's an English translation of the web novel that's on a site called Yonder. And this is the fun fact. They just released the Japanese drama version of this on Amazon.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw
people are
something
so
online.
excited. People are super thrilled for it.
Even though it's the exact same show.
Yeah, and I
just
watched
in Japanese.
And I watched the and the production company that worked on it was the Korean company that worked on this drama.
Oh,
so it's like a joint partnership.
So they're like, we
kind of
know
thing.
this gig.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of cool. And then it was so popular, they wanted it to be an animated film, which I think that would be kind of good.
The time travel stuff would be way more fun.
I know, right? So, anyways.
And then you could get more into like the time travel could be fun. The flashbacks could be more fun. You could delve into like Soomin's psyche a little more. When we're talking about Soomin,
It'd be such a good animated show.
it'd be a very good animated show.
That'd be kind of. Maybe the K-pop drama hunter people could do it.
Ooh.
Do a series. Honestly, Netflix should do it.
In that animation style, that'd be good.
No, not Netflix. Amazon. It was Amazon. Show,
Amazon,
right?
yeah.
Amazon should do it. Amazon does animation, or they buy animated stuff.
Ooh, so now we have to figure out how to make this show happen.
I know. We jumped to 2013, right?
Yes.
Jihyuk. So if
So
from the
now
last,
Jihyuk's glow up.
Jihyuk's glow up because in the last episode, Jiwon tells him that he should. They talk about because Jihyuk asks Jiwon like, "Hey, why did you get a makeover? Like, who is this for?" And she's like, "It was for myself. It makes me feel great. I love it." And then he's like, "Oh, okay." And he calls his sister. Well, we don't know if it's his sister, but Hyun, right? And he gets Hyun to go shopping with him. So he has his little makeover and he looks good.
Yep.
This is Nainu's time to shine. He is so attractive.
He's got that suit.
This
cut.
slow motion. All the women, and I would be too. If that man walked into my office, I'd be like, "Oh Lord, who is that?"
I'm finna act a donkey. I'm dropping whatever in my hands.
Also, this company,
No one works.
no one works, and it's low-key sexual harassment.
At all times.
She's like, "Look at his back, look at his waist," and you're just like, "What?"
There's nothing I love more. A man's back, shoulders, and arms.
They were freaking. Even Minhwan. Minhwan, did you see that part? Minhwan's like, "Oh," when he sees him.
You know what I love is seeing straight men look at another straight man and go, "He looks nice.
Yeah.
He looks nice."
He's literally like, "Ooh," and then then he gets mad again. It was so funny.
I love seeing a man change his look. Because I told you about one of my agents years ago, right?
Oh yeah,
Loose suit.
Loose suit. Yeah,
Right, there was
Loose suit, and then
tight
you're like,
suit.
you lost weight. You gotta,
You got to get your suits together.
So funny.
So there's something about a man. Listen, there's in this particular situation, I love seeing a man in a European cut suit. And in the Western suit.
He looked so good.
He looked great. It's just certain, like with the vest thing.
I know.
I can say, I wish more men just walked around with the vest on.
I know.
The jacket.
This is one thing I miss living in Los Angeles.
You never see men dress up.
In New York City, going to work every day, you would see men, Wall Street men, and I would sit there and men. I mean, New Yorkers in general, just like the level of dressing is it's a different level.
LA did give us athleisure.
LA is just, people are the worst dressed. Anyways,
it's because everyone's in sweats.
It just, no one
Expensive
tries. I just don't, I hate it. It's so stupid. But in New York, every time I go back, I'm always like, if you're on the subway in the morning during like commute time, those men, I'm just like, yes, I know you don't like the subway, but I just love.
But even back home, you would see men dressed.
These men just dress so well in these like lovely suits. I love it. But he looks so good. Bring back the suit. Thomas looks so good in a suit.
He has to. He's thin. He's
so when we go to weddings, he'll
shoulders.
Go to tux. He looks so handsome, and I'm like, huh. And I'm like, why can't you just like wear this all the time?
Because he has things to do. Because you can't run a marathon in a suit. That's why. Because Thomas is too busy running and eating chicken breasts.
Yes.
To be able. Shout out to Mr. Thomas. I love seeing a man dressed up.
I do too.
I love seeing a man in a nice shoe. Because like back home, it's like you
look at the shoes and the watch and you're just.
I don't pay much attention to watches as I pay. I can't say I like seeing a man get ready. And there was this guy I was seeing, and he was like, "Why do you like watching me get married?" I was like, "I think it's because I didn't grow up with a father."
Okay. With that,
I broke it. That was his same response. He was like, I'm going to close the door.
With
Like,
that, so Minhwan basically corners Jiwon, and he's just like,
because he saw a real man.
he saw a real man.
And he's a bitch.
And he's just like, I think he likes you. I think Pujangnim likes you. And she's like, he doesn't like me. He has a girlfriend. Sure, Jiwon, he has a girlfriend.
Because you think his sister is his girlfriend.
Right. And then this is the part that killed me. He's like, all men cheat, which is kind of true. He's like, when they see a new person, like what is an unfamiliar thing, men act crazy. So he's just like, you need to watch out. He's gonna cheat, all this stuff. And she's like, well, you would never cheat, right, Minhwan? And he's like, he's like, yeah, I would never do it.
Say where? He hit her with the bat. Why are you bringing up old stuff? Like to watch himself circuit.
It's crazy.
To watch him like short circuit. Sorry, to watch him short circuit. I always wondered. I've heard men say this for years. Oh, all men cheat. And I'm like, no, you cheat.
Not all men cheat.
Any man I've ever heard say all men cheat is a cheater.
I also want to say women cheat. We always, you know what I mean?
Listen,
everyone cheats.
Listen.
A lot of
we're not getting caught.
Oh, some women get caught.
Some women get caught. We're not getting caught enough to the point where we're saying all women cheat. But you know why I think we say all men cheat is to justify men's behavior. Because it's like, oh, well, all men cheat, meaning that you have to accept this because we all do it. For her to flip it on him was genius.
Well, and this is where we have a Jiwon that's very coy, and she's becoming more of a fox, right? Mm-hmm. She's like she's being a little bit more manipulative.
A little coquettish.
Yes. And she's playing Minhwan, which is great.
Great.
And then Minhwan leaves, and there's like a weird moment where like Soomin chases after him and the sexy music plays and he like hides. The sexy music cracks me up. Anyways.
Listen, there's no instrument. If we've learned anything, you could only be sexy with a saxophone.
So then we go and the meal kit. This is our slush fund, right? This is the equivalent of the slush fund.
The meal kit is the slush fund.
So we have this meal kit. Oh my God. So before we go into it, Jiwon and Hyun, right? Mm-hmm. And Chudan, they're all sitting and they're having little girl time. They're taking a break in the break room.
In the women's lounge.
Which,
as someone who's been in a break room before, I appreciate the women's lounge.
It's lovely. And then, of course, they're just chatting, and then Soomin slithers up, and she's just like, like, remember when we did this? And she's like talking about, and she's just like inserting herself and being like, oh, you know, Jiwon and I grew up together. We used to go to the beach all the time, blah, blah, blah. And then she starts doing this whole.
I used to come and visit her in college.
Yes.
She didn't have any other friends, and they're like, and then Hyun was like, people with boyfriends don't come and visit this often. He's like, oh, is that why she didn't have any other friends?
Exactly. So they're like seeing the fact that she's clearly manipulative. And she's trying to like weasel her way in, which is annoying. And then randomly, Green Sleeves comes in, screams at everyone to get back to work because, you know, he's such a hard worker himself. And
all women get back to work.
This is so random and awful. He's like, Jiwon, go move my car.
What is it? Hanguk, go move my car. Like, calls her by the name of her college. Which lets you know how much of a hater he is. I'm telling you. Them sleeves.
He's in Squid Game, by the way. Squid Game 3, I forgot. So Squid Game 2 and 3, he plays a bad guy. He plays the guy who
runs.
You're never going to probably watch it.
I'm not watching it.
He is I don't even know what you call it. He's a body part harvester.
Okay.
So he's one of the baddies that like, when the victims come, he like rips the organs out.
Hold on. I was just saying, I think Green Sleeves, I'm telling you, them sleeves on his arm is a constant reminder of his uneducated upbringing. I'm telling you right now. Because it's some blue collar shit.
I don't think it's uneducated. I think it's more or less just the constant reminder that he is inadequate as a human being.
I'm saying uneducated as in, I'm not saying he's not intelligent. I'm saying that he didn't go to college because he couldn't go to college.
He wouldn't have gotten the job if he didn't get into college. He didn't go to college.
Then why is he running around like he's sitting up frying chicken all fucking day?
Yeah, I don't think that's it. I think in order to get into these kind of companies, you need to like go to college. So,
Well, then my synopsis was wrong. But isn't he like the director dude's like cousin or some shit?
Distant cousin. Yeah, so that's why he got into the company. Yeah. And then Greensleeves basically is hinting at the fact that he may remove Jiwon from her own project.
Right.
And put his name on it. And then she's thinking to herself, oh, it doesn't matter what I do. Maybe this meal kit idea was always destined to go to someone else. Because remember, in the past, Soomin took credit for her work.
And that's how she ended up getting promoted.
Exactly. So she's like, maybe I can't fix this. But then Jihyuk comes, asks her out, basically asks her to dinner. Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, I can't. I already have plans. And her plan is to see Eunho at the restaurant.
She does have plans. But remember, when she comes back from moving old boy's car, Soomin is waiting at the restaurant trying to guilt trip her.
Not at the restaurant, in front of the elevator.
Sorry, not the restaurant, in front of the elevator.
In front of the elevator.
And trying to guilt trip her, being like, we're destined to be together forever. And it's again asking for, what is the meal kit? She's trying to, I just don't yes. She has to be reminded. Because I remember her saying she has to be reminded of how big of a loser she is.
Right. So her whole point is like, Soomin is seeing, so basically she wants Jiwon to understand, you may have friends, you may have new friends and hang out with them at the break room, but at the end of the day, I'm the one here still.
I'm the bottom bitch.
I'm waiting for you. I'm still going to be the one who's always going to be by your side. And I think she's trying to remind Jiwon her place, right?
Mm-hmm. And if there's anything people love is love. Here's the thing. The idea of someone having a place, right? Mm-hmm. But in the same way that Soomin is trying to remind Jiwon what her place is the same way that Jiwon, when she said to Soomin, hey, we're at work.
Yeah.
We need to not have such familiar terms with each other. You need to call me by my correct name.
Yep.
While we're at work.
It's all about, especially in Korea too, right?
It's about hierarchy.
Hierarchy is so important. But one thing I did like about this scene is, again, both actresses, I think, do such a good job. So you see Jiwon, like, I don't know if you remember this part exactly, but Jiwon is going back and forth from trying to stick up for herself. But then when Soomin pushes back, you can see like Jiwon kind of getting scared. So she does such a good job of going back and forth. And then Soomin she's going back and forth from the fake nice. She's like nice but manipulative, nice but manipulative. It's such a good scene because they're such good actresses, both of them. They do such a good job of just kind of like
there's so
showing
many times
that.
when I was watching this episode where I was just like, this girl is acting her ass off.
They're
like there's something
good.
Just watching these shows, it's like sometimes I feel like I'm like watching sports.
Yeah, especially with Soomin. The Soomin and Jiwon scenes. Soomin, why did you have to bully someone, Soomin, back in the day? Honestly,
in the day.
She is such a good actress.
Maybe she can get a
comeback. Yeah.
Maybe she can come back. All she got to do is have a public apology, throw somebody a couple thousand won. Get restitution.
Have a press conference.
Have a press conference. Give her some reparations.
Okay, so Eunho
and that
restaurant.
Letter, I was so ready. He was so happy to see it. Let me tell you something. There is nothing better than seeing, if you date men, to seeing a man light up when he sees you.
I know.
Oh,
also, I just wish Eunho, this character, I wish there was a little bit more.
He's second lead.
I know. And I just feel like, wouldn't you be a little bit curious if your high school crush like came out of nowhere and he's good looking? He's like a talented chef. He's like doing everything. He's like getting her wine. He's like, oh, this wine is from 1999. I get wholesale prices.
We were in high school. Listen, I would love if the boy that I really had a crush on in high school, if he were to pop back up, he's not even on social media. Nobody knows. I honestly,
the one that we think may be dead.
Yes, him. Or his girl don't play that. So yes, like if he were to pop back up, beautiful as he was.
I mean, with Wine from 1999,
With
the
Wine
year
from-
that y'all met.
That
is so thoughtful.
Girl, we would have met in middle school.
So Wine from 1996?
Yes, Wine from 1996, the 7th grade. When I met this man, he's the sweetest boy. He was tall as shit in the 7th grade. And if he popped up with be like, hey, got a bottle of soju from 1996.
I'd be like, you drink it.
But like if he had like just, listen, he could have Boone's Farm from 1999. Give a I'm drinking it. I'm drinking it. He could have strawberry wine. I don't care.
Oh, okay. So,
Awful. But yeah, just.
He's so excited to see her. And
He's trying to give her every bottle of wine they got. And she's like, hey, can we eat something? He's like,
no,
what?
she's like there for business.
She's there for
She's
business.
like not there to.
But you see these little moments where she's like, she lets like 17-year-old her.
I know.
Like come out.
I know.
Because he's so excited to see her. Again, he's acting his ass off as well. And he was like, well, I got this and I got this and I got this and I got this. And it's like, it's so nice to see some like it's because she went from, because here's the thing because this is what I realized in the scene. One, that he was the second lead. But two, it was, she went from having this life where all she had was one awful friend.
Yeah.
And then she had an awful friend and an awful boyfriend to now having one man say that he likes her, who's the head, he
hasn't told her yet.
Well, he obviously is interested.
Yes, he hasn't told her yet. So he's basically there's someone like there's a man hovering. That's potential. There's potential.
Listen, he asked her out on a date. He just asked her out and she said, "No, I got plans." He just asked her out on a date and she said, "No, I have plans."
Yes.
So he's already did all these other things for her because remember he
tells her in the next episode, but yes.
But he did ask her out.
He's potential.
So you went from having no one to having a potential man ask you out, and he's always trying to drive you home. Then your high school sweetheart shows back up.
Yeah.
Then you have all of these friends at work that you never had before.
Yeah.
So even if this month or two that she's been back, she's already having a better life than she had her entire timeline before.
I know.
She has more friends than she's ever had. She has more men in decent. What we know, she has more men interested in her than we've seen. She's clearing up some bullshit that happened years ago, and these are successful men. This one has this, very successful restaurant. This one's, Jiwon, so he's in charge of everything, and so for her to go from where she was just to make these few changes, it's like shout out to Dad for sending her back in time because she's already living a better life, even with her boss trying to steal her idea. She's still having a better time at work.
Yeah.
Than she had in her whole life beforehand.
Yep. So he's trying to woo her and she's like, I got to get down to business. She's like, let's talk about this.
She's trying to defeat the Hun.
She's like, why did you think that I never wanted to talk to you again? She's like, did you bring the letter? Did you bring the goods?
Yes.
So he opens a letter. Or he brings a letter. She reads it and it says, oh no, just because you're popular, do you think everyone likes you? It makes me want to throw up. Don't talk to me ever again. Pretty intense. And it's in her handwriting. And she's like, oh my God, it's my handwriting, but it wasn't me. So we discover that Soomin has been forging, learning how to write like her.
I do wonder, because you remember like in middle school, like all the girls wrote the same?
No.
Like, everybody would learn that same little like big, I swear to God, when I was in middle school, every girl was learning like the same big cutesy way to write.
I tried to write, oh my God, I can't believe. I used to love the Babysitters Club when I was little, in addition to the American Girls.
Sounds right.
And in the Babysitter Club books, if you've ever read them, each different chapter starts out with a handwritten, like there's a written section. So each character's handwriting. So I used to always copy this one girl's handwriting.
What, Samantha or Charlotte?
Stacy.
Or
Stacy, I
something.
loved it because she wrote her S's really cool and her A's were like not like an A, but like an A, like a typed out A.
I know what you're talking about because I remember there was a time where all the girls were writing A's like that.
Yeah, and I remember being little and just having a sheet of paper, just practicing how to write it cute.
I remember practicing because like the A's would always. I remember the time.
And I can still, I can do it, but it's just now I'm kind of like.
It was so time consuming.
I would literally. It would take me forever to write stuff. She sat here, she copied her handwriting.
Which is insane. And so it made me go, what else did this girl forge?
Exactly.
How many notes was Jiwon writing to people in high school?
This is so insane. So
she could have been forging checks.
She could forge anything. So then she's like, I gotta go. Literally, as soon as she gets out, she's like, thanks for the wine, thanks for your time, thanks for the goods, I gotta go now. Bye. So he walks her out, and then she tells him, she's like, hey, because she knows he likes her. So she's like, I just want to let you know and be straightforward that, I have a boyfriend. And then Uno's like, oh, Uno thinks it's Jihyuk.
Like, yeah, old boy who's been standing off in the cup with the glasses. He's like, what? It's like, the tall, handsome one with the glasses, the horn-rimmed glasses.
He's the one who told me about the high school reunion. Yeah. And then she's like, are you talking about Bujangnim? Like, what? How does Bujangnim know you? Again, stalker. Stalker. So,
but unless we like him, then he's helping.
He's Darcy. And then this is so funny. And of course, Jihyuk at that moment is driving by in his car and he spots them.
Remember, he was gonna go home and then he did a U-turn and just drove back in the opposite direction.
That's just so crazy.
Because he's like, where? Because remember, he is debating in the car whether or not to call her.
Yes,
yes. And she doesn't answer.
Oh, yeah. And then that goes to the next
then that
scene.
makes him flip the other way.
Right. And this is where so everyone's trying to get in touch with Jiwon, right? Minhwan is calling. She's not picking up. So Minhwan calls Soomin. This part I loved.
The way she's eating this kimbap in the street.
So that's how they sell them in Korea. So when I used to study abroad in the morning, I used to get a roll of kimbap like that, and people really do. We're walking and you just eat it like that. It's so much fun. They need to bring that. They need to bring that to the States.
I can say
I want aluminum foil kimbap,
but it's so big.
Oh, it's so good.
No. I'm just saying I would be afraid that it would.
No, it's like fall. You sit there, you just go. Like the way she was biting it, it really does work that way. It's so smart.
It's genius.
It's actually, it was super cute the way she was eating it, looking at the clothes. I feel like I would do something like that. Oh, this part's awful.
I can't find, like, is Jiwon with you? Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, no, but like, she'd never be with somebody else.
Right, because she tells him, she's like, oh, she like got dressed up.
And she put on like makeup before she left the
office?
So
I thought she was going on a date with you. And then he's like, nope, she's not with me. And then what does she do? You. And then what does she tell him?
She reveals that Jiwon's mother cheated on Jiwon's father with another man and abandoned her family. But it can't be genetic, right? She'd never do that to you.
She's so awful.
But she knows he's insane.
Yeah. And she knows exactly what she's doing.
Because she's kind of like, well, I don't know. And then as soon as she's done, so he flips out. He's like, he's vibrating in anger. And he hangs up and she's like, and just takes another giant bite of this kimbap.
She's such a fucking bitch.
And just looking at these clothes she can't afford.
She's so excited that she is literally like poking the bear. And she's so excited that he has like fallen for all of her little tricks. And she's
going to mess up another one of her relationships.
And again, she's putting Jiwon in her place, right? She's putting Jiwon in her place. She's just like,
well, she can't have this man. I wonder why she never tried to break them up before.
I mean, I think she did. That's why she cheated.
No. Why did she let Jiwon go as far as getting married? Because she broke up the relationship she had, like, when that's how she meets Jihyuk. So why did she let Jiwon get to the point of getting married? Why didn't she destroy the relationship beforehand? I'm curious. Do they tell? I don't know. I don't think they mentioned that.
They ever say that.
Unless she was like tired of stealing boyfriends and wanted to steal a husband.
Maybe she was like, you know what? Let's just go all the way. Let's really ruin her life.
Let's let her get married.
Yeah.
And then
I'll
I'm
just
swoop
swoop
her
in.
husband.
It's fucking crazy. So
Jiwon turns off the phone.
she has a stomach ache. So she goes to the pharmacy. She's walking home. It's Jiwon. And then she feels weird, right? She feels like someone is following her.
And this is
They're playing some goof. Go ahead.
This is my
Go
mom's
ahead.
girl what moment. Where, because I don't know if you noticed this, but Minhwan never has socks on.
Oh, interesting.
So when my mother sees, when you see the person run by, she's like, that's her boyfriend with them ankles out. It's what my mom said.
That is observant.
She knew immediately.
That is so observant.
Oh, I saw his ankles was out too.
Well, I thought you were gonna say that the music was really funny because I don't know if you listened to heard the music that they're playing in the background. It's like rather comical. It's like one of those like those like mystery like do like
Yes.
I was just
like some real Scooby Doo shit.
Music, yes, the music is really funny in the show. But anyways,
but yeah, because also when I saw it, because I knew it was him too when I saw the ankles.
I didn't even notice the ankles.
He did them ankles is
Because
out.
I was just like, what is this? Because for me, it was kind of like it broke the mood a bit. Because I was like, are we going into the whole, like, you know how like when the camellia blooms, like those random dramas have like the random like murder mystery or like random
right?
like.
Because Camellia Blooms is cute,
so
and I'm
weird.
just like, wait,
and
why
out
is
of
there?
nowhere it gets like really dark, the tone, and you're just like, there's a murder?
Right, like it's
Yeah.
like Behind Your Touch, where when
Yeah.
I kept watching, I'm just like, wait, why is there a serial killer? What the happened here?
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same thing.
So I was kind of worried, and I
Y'all,
was just
girl,
like,
when I saw them blue pants and them ankles, me and my mama knew exactly who it was.
but again, this show's really funny. Like it's pure comedy the way they like kind of like build that up and stuff. So he scares the crap out of her. It's her. And it's him. And he is furious. Violent, crazy trash ass comes out. He is so mean to her. He's like, why are you wearing this makeup? Where have you been?
Why are you wearing this outfit?
Just it's awful. He like is insulting her. He's calling her unfaithful. And then he's like, you know, you're
Unlike your mother,
yes.
unfaithful like your mother. And then she said, there's like a little like voiceover, and it's just like, oh, Soomin told him.
Which is just again so upsetting.
So upsetting.
Just in general, so
And he's
upsetting.
just talking about her makeup and talking about and just being jealous, and he grabs her by her arm. Now, this isn't the regular arm grab
No.
that we see in a K-drama.
No, it's a violent.
It's a violent one, and that's how we know it's different. It's not her quickly moving away and him being like, hey,
No.
I'm grabbing your arm and I'm throwing it in your face.
I'm about to hit you. Then guess who shows up?
Poojanin.
So sexy Pujang-nim, Darcy-nim, all these names. He comes, grabs him, and this is pretty like intense. He flips him over, the judo flip, right? Does a judo flip. And then he picks him up and literally grabs him by the neck and is about to like shoves him up against the leg.
But he's got him by his clothes against his neck. So he's not like choking him. He has what my people called, he's hemmed up.
like this.
But he's got him like that.
And then he has him lifted because his feet at one
Dangle.
point dangling. And it's pretty aggressive. And she has to just like rush in and be like, let him go. Please let him go.
Which, honestly, I see that she's like, let him go. If it was me, it'd have been like, let him go. Oh, no, you should let him go. This is so true. Oh, no, he's going to die.
And then
Let him go.
And then he runs off. He literally runs off. He's so humiliated. He's so upset.
He falls. He falls. He runs away.
And then Jiwon, this part's so funny. Jiwon's like, he's the kind of man. I married a man who would just leave me after a situation like this, which is kind of true.
Yeah.
The fact that he ran off is insane.
Well, honestly, in this moment, I wasn't expecting him to stay. He just got judo flipped and choked. So if he stood there and had been like, like, I don't know. After.
I think if anything, it'd be more or less like getting, again, in that situation, yes, you should probably run away because someone's about to hit you again. But it's also like, you're going to leave me with a random man? Like, you know what I mean?
Random, he's their boss.
I get it.
But
I guess
but what I love is the fact that she's just like, I can't believe that this man ran away after this other man kicked his ass. That's just what? I love it. So Jihyuk admits that he came because Jiwon wasn't picking up the phone. And he was worried that Minhwan would hurt her. And she's like, no, he wouldn't do that. But she has a flashback to him going to hit her.
Yeah.
And they both know in this moment that that's not true. And he's like, people don't change.
Right. But then she remembers, and there's a voiceover. She's like, she didn't know Minhwan was violent until after they got married. So this is kind of telling, like, so I don't think the physical violence happened until after they got married. And I think these were just signs of.
I think they have the hand raising because he tried to hit her outside the restaurant. That's why they went to the cops. Remember? He threw his hand up and she was like asking for help.
But that was a current Jiwon. Okay. That wasn't past Jiwon.
Okay, she wouldn't have ever said anything against him.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I think there were tendencies. I think he was like, he had outbursts, but I don't think he ever got physical, like actually physical with her. The actual physicalness or physicality happened after they got married. This is in the previous timeline though. She's talking about that. But what's interesting is, again, Jihyuk knowing in this moment, Jiwon doesn't know anything, right? But isn't it weird, right? That Jihyuk knows
that people don't change,
and that he was worried that Minhwan was going to hit her.
And then, but the question is, one, how would he? So if you're her, again, this is great foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Because if it was me, I'd be like, my voiceover would be like, well,
what the is it? How does he know?
How does he know?
How does he know?
People don't change if he don't know what this man is, because she didn't know till after they got married.
Yes.
Because she admits to herself, like, again, she didn't know that Minhwan was violent until after they got married.
Yes.
So how is Darcy-nim looking her in the face and being like, people don't change? So as opposed to admitting to herself that Minhwan wasn't violent until after they got married, we know how he knows. Don't do that. Don't do that for me. A more interesting voiceover would have been, how the hell does he know?
I know. Yes.
That Minhwan is violent.
Why is he what?
We know he's violent after they got married.
Yes.
How does he know that she's violent at all?
Exactly.
Mind you, back at the ranch, Soomin
is spying at the corner.
Now, and just not hiding behind anything. Truly like a Jihyuk. Because at least Han was behind a tree or something.
She goes, she literally in a voiceover, she's just like, or she's telling herself, she's like, I came here because I wanted to see her fighting with Minhwan, but like, what's happening? So she literally left where she was at.
Her fantasy shopping
spree to see the havoc that she had wreaked. Like she wanted to see she wanted to see them fight.
She just missed it. He just had her hemmed up. She just missed it. So she missed Minhwan grabbing her by the arm. She missed Jihyuk flipping Minhwan. She missed everything, and she is amazed that Jiwon and Jihyuk are
together. It's insane. So then
this cow calls. So no,
Minhwan calls
her. Because it's like, now wait a minute. Now wait just a minute, right?
So he calls her, so that we leave it at that,
right?
And then Jiwon is basically super upset right now because she thinks that Jihyuk is dating Hyun, right? And she's like, what are you doing? Why are you following me? You're being a little extra right now. Yes. This isn't like a typical employee boss situation. Like you're kind of stepping over the line, right? And she's basically says, you have a girlfriend. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
And he's like, what the heck are you talking about? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, you're dating Hyun. And he's just like, wait, hold on. He's like, first off, I do like you. I like you a lot. But I'm not dating anyone. I'm not dating Hyun.
He's like, yes, you are.
And she's like, and he goes, okay. So he's like, he calls her, right? And then she picks up in the most like sisterly way. Like, what the do you want?
What do you want? Why are you calling me? It's late. Get off my phone. Go away. Bye. And hangs up on him.
And then
calls him right back.
Yes.
The way that siblings hang up on each other, it is crazy.
It is. And then of course, Jiwon is mortified.
Mortified.
Could you imagine? She's just like, oh my God. So then.
Because I was watching the English dubbing for my mom.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure at one point she goes, Opa. And I'm just like, she must have gone, oh my God.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Omo.
She's melting. She's so embarrassed. And then he walks her home because he's a gentleman, right? It looks like he's about to kiss her because he leans in really close.
Yes.
And then you're like, what? And then he passes out.
Which,
So random.
the first time I watched this, I was like, what the f***? Why is this happening?
Right.
He leans over and...
I mean, I thought he was going to plant one on her because he told her that he liked her. So I'm just like, oh my God,
just
this
like
is
a
it.
little...
Oh yeah. Nope. He passes out and she, being like 80 pounds, she's trying to hold this man. And anyway, she's freaking out. She's like, oh my God, who's on you? And then we end. So that was it.
Listen. What a great episode of television.
Again, short and sweet, 4 acts. You get what's happening. I really think that Jihyuk, again, this episode made him, to me at least, truly one of the best characters, best K-drama leads that I've seen in a very long time. It's just so everything that he does is so swoony. The fact
But why do we love the swoony? Is it because no man's doing this? Or is it because it's nice to... This is true courting. This is true showing interest without going over the top. It's not a crazy... Like, for instance, in the flashback, when you see Minhwan sitting there with Jiwon, and he's, like, rubbing her hair. And she's obviously, like, uncomfortable with it. And he never touches her. You see what I'm saying? Like, Jihyuk never touches her. And he's always making sure that she is comfortable. He's trying to make sure he's approaching her correctly. And Minhwan stays crossing boundaries.
All the time, trying to kiss her, trying to, like, pet her. Yeah.
Because we write these, like, you think of, like, this Darcy-nim and the Jane Austen characters and the swoony kind of character. Why do you think we like things? Because it was like because always a man holding a torch and love and fate and obsession and stuff like that. It's like, why do you think we like these swoony characters?
I think it's just because it's uncomplicated. You know what I mean? You know that this person likes me. You know this person likes her. There's no games. He's silent. It's a silent protector. You know he's going to do everything it takes to be there for her. And I think having that's truly like what a knight in shining armor is, right?
Yes.
Guy coming in, but there's no games, no bullshit. You know that he likes you. I think that's what makes it so swoony, because he's confident. He doesn't say much. He just loves her.
Well, there's something great where I almost feel like we're taught to not be direct. Like when it comes to like dating now, it's like, well, you don't want the person to think that you really like them.
Oh, yes. Because you can't, because it's like, oh, is it too early? Like, I don't want to freak him out. If I say this, is the timing right?
But then we have this term of love bombing where it's like people coming way too early, doing way too much. And it's just like, well, you shouldn't like me this much.
My friend just went through that. He was a psychopath. Fucking nuts. She's telling the story. I was like, Jesus Christ. Men are nuts.
Wait, he got love bombed?
No, she got love bombed by this guy. This guy was insane. Like borderline psycho. Men are crazy.
I think what the best way to defeat a love bomb? Feed it right back to him.
I love you too. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that freaks them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
you love me? I love you even more.
Right.
I think we should do this. Oh, really?
Yes.
I think you need to come home with me and meet my family.
Right.
Where's my ring? Let's plan the wedding together. Yeah. I think that's the way to do it. That's a strategy.
Because some things you have to run away from, and some things you're like, oh, okay, fine. You love me? I love you. Let's be in love, dum dum. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, family, everything. Let's run it. Let's run it, friends. We're back next Wednesday to chase the 6th episode of Marry My Husband. And what do you think of our pod? What do you think of this here podcast? Submit your questions, thoughts, rants, or whatever at chasingkdramas@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you directly. And also, friends, give us some love. Be sure to subscribe, review, rate, or follow us on Apple's, Spotify's, YouTube, or wherever you're getting your podcast from. So I don't know where else to get them from, but we know we're gonna be there. And also, make sure you follow us on Chasing K Dramas on Instagram and TikTok, because I can tell you, as of right now, I think we did it. Did we do it?
We're 10.2.
Let me tell you something. We're at 10.3. We're at 10.
On Instagram.
On Instagram, we're at 10.3. Let me tell you something. 10,000 people, 10,300 people are listening to your sweet, sweet girls talk about these shows. I am excited. And then what do we got on TikTok? What do we have? 9,500 on the TikTokies. Friends, thank you so much for all of your support. So tell us tell your favorite K-drama addicts about us. Tell us, tell us what they're watching. Tell us what you're watching. And now we're we're getting down to the middle of the show. We're in the 6th episode. The show is 16 episodes. Isn't it? Show 16 episodes.
16, yeah. We're close. Yeah. We're getting closer.
We're 6 episodes in. We got 10 to go.
There's so much more
that happens. We're so excited about it. So thank you so much for listening and watching. And we'll see you next time on the next K-Drama Chase.
Sarangees! Chasing K-Dramas is hosted and executive produced by Dulcé, Sloan, and me, Chrissy Choi. I edit the audio and video, and our production is led by Thomas Yuen from TY Media and Go Get 'Em Productions. Our artwork is designed by Yice Cream. We're an indie podcast, and we're always looking for fun partnerships. If you're a brand that's interested in sponsoring our chases, or if you're a fan who just wants to stay in touch, please check out our website at chasingkdramas.com.